I wanted to respond to a commenter who says, hey, I think lustfulness in women is 100% rooted in sexual assault and trigger warning. Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones. I'm a licensed therapist. This commenter says, hi, I think this is lustfulness in women is 100% rooted in SA. I have 3 aunts who slept with my papa, my grandmother's husband. So thank you so much for sharing that. And I think that's a common sentiment. However, I don't believe that that's true. I do think that there is a strong lineage, a direct correlation between lustfulness and abuse. However, it doesn't always have to be tied to sexual assault in women. So what I have found in women that are hyper focused on sex or that are super lustful is that there's usually a history of abuse or neglect in their family. And so with neglectfulness, these are people that are usually left at home unsupervised or unattended for long periods of time. So essentially, they are. They have to fend for themselves essentially. And so a lot of times what I have found is that when people are alone for long periods, days, or they can just come in, basically they're given the privileges of an adult, but they're still very much a child, is that a lot of children in their times of loneliness or in their times of emptiness or not being supervised will turn to watching pornographic stuff. They will turn to allowing other older people over to, commingle and, all of that kind of stuff with, and then, or even their own peers where, we're just kind of exploring, we're experimenting, we're trying things. But a lot of times, children during their downtime will also do that during long periods of time alone, where they might start engaging in pornography to quell loneliness. The other instance is where they are from severely verbally, or psychologically abusive families. So families where they are degraded and belittled, told that they're unworthy, or made to feel as though they're unattractive or they're not getting love and affection at home, like at all. And so what I have also found is that women will, in a home where they feel extremely oppressed, and they're not allowed, they're like controlled, they're not allowed freedom to range, or, just have emotional safety, or made to feel good about themselves, given individuality and autonomy. What they will do is they will go out and try to find that validation in other people times 1,000. And so a lot of times it will be it's almost like starving for connection, starving for companionship, starving to be told that I'm worth something to someone, starving to be told that I'm a good person, starving to be told that I'm attractive. In particular, people that may be deemed unattractive in other aspects of society, especially in Black society. So, for example, and again, this isn't always true, but I'm just telling you based off of my experience in working with women and things like that. So for example, darker skinned women who have been conditioned to believe that they're not as attractive, or that they'll never be attractive for the simple fact that they're darker skinned. If there's a significant level of ridicule, a significant level of abuse and things like that based on that, they will go out, and the first person who affirms that, who is attentive to that. So basically someone who tells, I think you're beautiful, or, yeah, I'll get with you. I think you're good enough to sleep with. Or I like dark skinned women, that kind of stuff. This is also true for fuller figured women as well. Not all, but people that affirm that after being so oppressed for so long, it's like, oh my gosh, the first place I'm accepted, I will do whatever you want me to do because man, this feels good. I've never had it before. And it's like going into the grocery store and shopping while you're starving. It's like you're gonna grab everything off the shelf, meaning you're gonna grab every piece of that validation up, um, and not knowing that the trade-off may not be worth it or what the consequences of the trade-off might be. You don't care. It just feels really good to have that. And oh my God, now the floodgates are open. Now I want more of that, particularly the longer you stay in a home where you are oppressed and put down and degraded. You're going to want to pick up more of that because now, as opposed to one boy that may like you, now you got 10 boys that may like you and want to try you. Oh yeah, I like you too. This and that, the other. And this is also something that I found to be true, unfortunately, with women who have, you know, cognitive or intellectual disability. I've interviewed a number of those women who've been assaulted as well, or have gone through, excuse me, that have gone through this as well. And so they just want to feel liked. They want to feel normal. They want to feel like they can fit in. And no one's ever told them that. Everyone's always sort of ostracized them because of their disability, or they've called them names and things like that. And so the self-esteem has been super low. So essentially, if the self-esteem, the self-worthiness, the validation and things like that are low, um, young women will try to ratchet that up to get that back. And it's not just even younger women, it can be older women as well, which is why I spoke about women in the workplace that you might see this with. So a lot of times when women go to a workplace, that might be the first time that they're getting any sort of attention. And so the moment they get attention, they're going to gobble that up like Pac-Man pellets. Like, I want more and more and more of that because that feels really good to me. And I don't care, what the trade-off is. I just know that it makes me feel like something is feeling good inside. And even if I'm only feeling good for 5 minutes, I will take it, because it's been so long since I have been deprived of that. Another thing is, as a result of being around bad people that give them that validation, it doesn't mean that sexual assault doesn't occur somewhere along the way, because a lot of times it will. Because if they're out there, they're around people with questionable character, but manipulative people will tell you what you want to hear to get what they want. And then unfortunately, if they don't get or if they see that they're not getting what they want from you, they will find an alternative means to take it. And so that could add on to an already existing challenge, and that can certainly ratchet that behavior up. And I've talked about this way back when women, after they've been traumatized, now they're hypersexual and they're going through the motions, but they're numb. They're not even like, they're not even paying attention, or they don't even have this sort of body awareness anymore. So there's a part of them that may become detached from their own body, as they go through the motion of sex addiction or lustfulness, or just even I look at it as a form of self-harm as well. Like, I need to, act out in this way upon myself in order to feel okay. Even again, if it's only for 5 minutes. So I hope that helps. Thanks so much for putting this down.